Is it normal for my 18-month-old to not be talking? Hey, my 24-month-old only says 2 words. Is that normal? My 26-month-old says da, mama, and ball. Is that normal? Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about the one advice that I hear given that always makes me absolutely cringe. My major mom advice pet peeve. And this is advice that I have taken and advice that I wish I had stayed far away from. And it's advice that I know is given with the absolute best intent and with no malice at all, but it's advice that can be really, really damaging. And that's why I want to talk about it today. It feels a little bit weird giving this advice. Also online, I mean, most of you who are listening to this probably don't know me, but having felt the effects and not just having taken the advice from people on Facebook, having taken the advice in real life from other moms who were totally just trying to help, that is why I am talking about it today for my Monday mom post. A lot of times when a toddler, usually it's around toddler, maybe sometimes preschool, is starting to develop, a mom will have a gut feeling that something isn't right developmentally. And maybe it's like 18 months, the kid isn't talking at all, or 24 months, the kid isn't talking, or 36 months, my 3-year-old isn't talking. And I'm worried, is this normal? And they'll post in a mom group, and there will very quickly be a lot of moms who will respond and say, oh my gosh, my kid didn't talk until he was 4 and he is a rocket scientist now, and it's totally normal. It happens all the time. And so many people respond in that way. My kid didn't need speech at all. When he started talking, it was in perfect, clear sentences. Your child does not need early intervention. Don't talk to your doctor about it. You don't need to go to a therapist. You don't need an evaluation. You don't need early intervention. Your daughter's fine. Your son is fine. Don't even worry about it. And that is the overwhelming response that I see a lot of the times. And there will be a few parents on there, usually like me, that have had the opposite experience, that had a 3-year-old that wasn't talking, that took the advice, that waited, that didn't get their kid's speech until they were 6, that now has an older kid that has a speech delay. And let me tell you, when you have an older kid with a speech delay, other kids are brutal. I mean, if you want to wait for your kid to be bullied when they're older, have an older kid with a speech delay, because they're going to have a hard time in school. Kids are mean, and speech delays pretty much single them out for being bullied, because it sets them apart right away, and it's really tough in school if you're an older kid with a speech delay. And I mean, speech is so important. So if you are that mom with an 18-month-old or a 24-month-old or a 36-month-old, go, especially if your child is under 2 or if your child is under 3. Usually it's if your child is under 3, a lot of times you can self-refer to your state's early intervention program and Google early intervention in whatever state you're in. And usually there's a either email or a phone number that you can call, and you can get an appointment and have a referral. You can either go through early intervention or a child's pediatrician and have a referral done. And I mean, so the kid might be normal, and that is wonderful. And if your child is normal, that's awesome. Your mind has been put at ease and you have nothing to worry about. You've just basically had that weight and the wondering lifted off your shoulders. And if your kid's maybe a little bit behind, then they're going to be getting help. And if there's a bigger issue, you're finding out about that early, and your child is getting help early, and that is the best possible gift that you can give them, or one of the best possible gifts you can give them. Don't wait. I mean, I waited with our first 2 girls, and they both needed speech, and it was a disservice to them. I mean, I was doing the best that I could. I didn't know. And I regret it so much. Like, I look at those home videos now and I cringe. There's a video of our oldest when she was tiny, when she was
almost 3, and she's talking, and it came up in my Facebook feed, and I was like so proud of how well she was talking, and now I watch it and I'm like, I showed it to one of Tessie's therapists the other day, and we were both watching it like, oh.
Although he paid older.
Where'd they go?
Way!
Good job.
Hi.
Oh, high five, high five.
Ha.
Good girl. One more time.
He peed older. He peed older. He peed older. Way!
Good job. May, did you see your sister just say all that? Good job. You are so smart.
My gosh. I mean, I think I did have somebody on my blog watch a video and say something, and I was completely offended and like, no, she's normal. What's wrong with you? Who would say that? I was horrible. I'm sorry to that person if you probably don't read my blog anymore if you ever see this. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Thank you for speaking out. I wish I'd listened, because she would have gotten therapy in speech therapy when she was 3 instead of when she was 6, and she would probably not be in speech therapy when she's 9. But yeah, if you have a concern, I would talk to your doctor. I would look into early intervention. I would look up the ASQ, the Ages and Stages questionnaire online. There's this great site, ASQ Oregon. If you look it up, you can actually take the ASQ online, and it'll grade the test right there, and you can see if there are delays, and you can print it out and take it to your doctor and be like, this is why I'm concerned, here's the printout. And that can be really beneficial too, because then your doctor can actually like see the concerns that you're having, and it can be make it a little easier to explain and even kind of articulate things for you if you're getting tongue-tied and having a hard time explaining what your concerns are. And there's also the MCHAT that you can take online, print out, and take it in too if you're having bigger concerns about development. You can do that, a lot of times do the ASQ and the MCHAT together, and if the MCHAT shows abnormal results, which it did with several of our kids, take those in to the doctor. James, I would feel like he was like catching up with something, and I would take like the ASQ and it would be like, oh wow, yeah, he caught up to like the 12-month milestones, but it was like, oh, now he's 16 months and we're like totally missing all the 16-month milestones, because he had a really hard time with his gross motor skills, because he was such a floppy baby and such a weak low tone baby, and he was really, really good with talking and articulating and problem solving, but he needed a lot of physical therapy to catch up, and now he's all over the place keeping up with his older brother. And early intervention and orthotics and special shoes helped him with that. And so that is one of the reasons that I like talking about this, because I see those comments and I listen to those comments, because it's easier to listen to the comments that kind of put your mind at rest and that tell you that everything's going to be okay, than it is to pick up the phone and make a phone call, because those phone calls can be really, really hard to make. And it's just, yeah, it can be hard, but it can also really be what's best for your kid. And yeah, 18-month-olds should have words, 24-month-olds should have words, 36-month-olds should have words. They don't always. It doesn't mean that something's wrong. Yes, some kids don't talk at those ages, and they do go on to be totally neurotypical. They do go on to speak normally, but it doesn't hurt to go in and have the evaluation. And maybe you'll find out they're totally normal, and that will be awesome news that you can go out to ice cream or pizza and celebrate, and it'll be great. So that is my Mom Monday post, and what I've learned as a mom in the last decade, and having kids with major speech delays and various developmental delays, that I would pass on to you. And any moms out there that are wondering, if you have a question, that mom instinct, it's there for a reason. Like, if you have that doubt and this feeling like there's something going on, I would follow that and listen to that gut instinct, and yeah, talk to your doctor, talk to your kid's doctor, look up your state's early intervention. I know I've already said that, but I'm really stressing it. Sometimes sometimes it can be better to talk to early intervention. Sometimes it can be better to talk to your kid's doctor. And that's why I don't really say one or the other, because I don't know what's best where you are. But I hope this helps someone, because it would have really helped me if someone had said it to me and if I had actually listened like 7 years ago when I needed to hear it, but I didn't. And so that's why I'm saying it now. So I hope you have a good Monday, and I hope this helps someone.